No, James, the hate report. La la la, the hate report.
Cool. So we're streaming. So
We are now?
yeah, we are streaming, but I'm gonna tell you when we're doing that.
But we are live right now?
We are live now.
Can I use your hand? Come on up. Come on up. And I want you to do your song now since they are screaming already.
Okay.
Bring that mic up to her.
Okay.
So she wrote a, what's your first name again?
Adriana?
Adriana.
You can call me Adrian.
Adrian wrote a brand new song. This is the second one. And I want her to sing it to you.
So
All
then
right.
after the song, we'll do the little intro thing, and then we'll.
Right, yeah.
Well, it's a pretty quick one, so.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
All right, it's called Ego, Let It Go. And it goes, actually, if everyone can kind of clap. Okay. Ego, you gotta let it go. Ego, you gotta let it go. Ego is the evil that drives all the needs, that does all the deeds that make you wanna please. Ego, you gotta let it go. Ego, you gotta let it go. Say you want a man, you're looking for a hand, you're feeling all alone, you want a nice home. Ego, you gotta let it go. Ego, you gotta let it go. When your son ain't acting right and he's acting out of spite and all you do is fight and yell at him all night. Ego, you gotta let it go. Ego, you gotta let it go. Jesus is the way, forgive and pray today. It will go away, peace will come today. Ego, that's how you let it go. Ego, that's how you let it go. If you take a stand and God is in command, you will be a man and life will be so grand. Ego, that's how God will take it, let it go. And that's it.
Great, thank you.
I'm so nervous.
Oh, give it to Esteban.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you very much. So can you put this into a song?
Can I?
Uh-huh. Man, it's crazy.
I have a huge one too. I realize how big it is.
Yes. We ready to go?
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to church. Merry Christmas. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you for being with me. You can go to our chat line, live YouTube chat line, and I can take your questions and comments. Merry Christmas, everybody. How y'all? Life is amazing, huh? It is so amazing. It is mind-blowing. For an example, Kevin Hart. You heard what happened to him? Who have not heard about this? Oh, you have not heard. Kevin Hart is a black comedian kind of a guy. He's kind of funny, too. I watched him on video. He's real funny. And he was asked to host the Oscar, so-called Oscar Award this year. And some guy dug up some old tweets of his when he said, one of the things he said, that if his son was to come home and play with the girl's toys or something, he would take it and smack him over the head and said, no gay here or something like that. No sister here or something. And so they dug this up, and as a result, they printed that. Who dug this up, James?
A writer for The Guardian.
A writer for The Guardian dug it up. It's an old comment, but they dug it up. And so Kevin decided not to, well, they asked him not to do it. And then he apologized for years ago. And so he apologized for saying that he doesn't want his little boy to be a sissy, a girl. Who want their little boy to be a sissy? You can admit it. It's okay, really, if you disagree. And so he apologized for it. He said that he has changed over the years, right? And so I'm wondering, why did he apologize for that? Because normal people don't want their boys to be a sissy. And they don't want their girls to be a lesbian or dyke, right? And I remember when we were growing up, and we acted like a little sissy, they would call us out real fast. Look at you, acting like a little sissy. Go sit down. They didn't play around. So when did we get to the point in life where we have to apologize to the children of the lie? How come they control us like this? I remember when they first talked about, oh, let us out the closet. We just want to come out of the closet. And we were saying, no, you can't come out. Stay in there. They're like, no. And we were like, you're not going to stop. You're going to mess up the church and everything. No, we just want to, right over here, ladies and gentlemen. They're like, no, we won't mess with the church. We just want to come out. And then we said, all right, come on out. And now they control the church. They control what you say. You can come down front right here. There are 3 seats right there. The wrong people are telling us that we can't say that they're wrong. And if you do, you'll lose your job. What do you guys think about that? Yes, Michael.
I have a feeling.
Esteban, you want to bring the mic? Okay.
I have a feeling some of these guys are, say, for instance, Kevin Hart is changing his mind because of financial reasons. And
Yes.
I think it's because they control money. And so he doesn't want, and people are willing to compromise their values and morals for money and for possible future job opportunities. And what they should probably do is film or save this clipping of him apologizing and then play it for his son when his son turns 18 or whatever and say, hey.
But he should not have apologized for
know.
saying the truth. Nobody wants their son to be a sissy.
I agree.
Nobody wants a sissy. You don't want a boy acting like a girl. And we all know this, but yeah, if they cause you to lose your job, why don't you fight back? You know what I'm saying? Rather than apologizing for the truth. Because the more you apologize, the more and they still let him go. Even though he apologized to the GLAAD or something like that. GLAD. What is wrong?
That's a sad day.
It is. And it's overtaking us. We got to fight back. We got to push back. All right? Everybody, so you know about this now, right? Yes, Frankie.
Yeah, there was also another incident similar to this. There was a teacher that made this little boy wear a dress, and the grandfather came in and told the teacher, "We don't go for that here. We don't go for that." She confronted the teacher. The teacher said to the grandfather, "Don't talk to me in front of my kids. Don't talk to me in front of my kids." But that's the first time that was, the teacher confronted. It was a black grandfather.
And the little boy wore a dress to school?
The teacher put a dress on the little boy.
Amazing. That's amazing. We got to start fighting back. God is with us. When we fight back, especially when we're right, he's with us. We don't have to worry. You cannot let the lie overtake you like that. All right? Yes, ma'am.
There's a couple. I just want to know why the teacher put a dress on the little boy, and then
Transgender.
the little boy was
There is no
transgender?
excuse for that.
The teacher teaching transgender.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's no excuse for that because
Yeah,
I'm so-
why are the children of the truth allowing the children of the lie to back them into a corner?
I don't know because it's like. It's so stupid because nobody cares if you're gay. I mean, like,
I
if you're
need to
gay,
know
just
why
do
is
what
it
you
happening
do.
though? Why are the children of God afraid? We know right from wrong.
And we don't have to like it if you're, I mean, we don't have to go, you do what you do, let me do what I do. Why do I have to go along with you? I don't have to go along with
Right,
you.
yeah.
What is that all about? Why
But
can't
the point
people
is, if we don't show fear, then they won't do it.
Right. And then, too, all this stuff about digging up people's past, don't people know that we all have a past?
Everybody has a
And it's
past.
like, it's like, are you going to dig up everybody's past? Everybody has a past. Everybody did something we're all
Yeah, get
ashamed
their
of.
pass up. That's
It's
what
like
you
stupid.
do. You got to learn to fight back.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to fight back. You really have to fight back. Even in your own personal life, if you don't fight evil back, it will overtake you and destroy you. It will have you doing and saying crazy things. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
No, speaking of digging up people's pasts, I just noticed, like, on Facebook, all the left liberals, they're talking about, like, oh, why are you, they're Kevin Hart fans, and they're saying, why are you digging up the past and something, let it be the past. But it's the same people that posted about all the excuses about Donald Trump and his past. So it's, like, hypocritical that they care about,
Yeah.
that principle for Kevin Hart, but then when it comes to Trump, they're like, they change their narrative about it. And it's just like, what the?
And then they're supposed to love the black people. these radical homosexuals, don't they love the blacks? Every time they want to get an agenda across, they say, this is about racism or sexism or Dr. King. But as soon as the blacks don't agree with them, then they destroy them.
Yeah,
But
and
once
perhaps
they go
maybe
along with them, they don't
perhaps
agree.
maybe they say that about Kevin Hart. You know, don't dig up the past because he's black and they identify with that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's just there's no consistency in their way of living. Like it should be
I
like that
don't-
for everyone.
That's right. But I don't blame them for what they do because they are children of the lie and they're supposed to do what they do, represent their father. But when will we represent our father? If we believe in God, when will we represent him? So they're doing their job. They're absolutely doing their job. One of the problems with religion is kind of romanticized. It's not real anymore. People don't believe in living it. They worry about what others think. So they like to talk about it and quote the Bible and all that kind of stuff, but they really don't believe in God. I know so many people that don't believe in God. They know the Bible, but they don't believe. They don't. Religion is like a light unto your feet, a belief in God. It's not something you just preach about or talk about. It's supposed to be real. It enhances your life. It makes you better in life. All right? Right here.
I've noticed they try to get the homosexual mafia was trying to get the black community to cave because it used to be strong. That's the only thing they had left was they were really against homosexuality because they had the vote in
Yes.
California.
Yeah.
And it passed, and they've been hammering it, brainwashing on TV nonstop, and then now they got a big guy Kevin Hart to cave. So it's just more brainwashing and more brainwashing.
Right.
We accept it, and we don't stand. So it's just going to get worse.
And why don't you stand for truth? What is wrong with you?
I never really had to. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Like I would stand if it doesn't really come up as much. You know, I donate.
When you
or
say you don't know what to do, what do you mean?
if the circumstance that came up, I would stand for it.
Oh, okay.
But like if somebody said that, it just doesn't. Like
You would stand up if something happened in your
Yeah.
life where you need to take
Yeah,
action.
I would stand.
Okay.
I would definitely stand.
We gotta start standing up, folks. I'm telling you. Otherwise, if you don't, you're
Because
gonna lose.
I think we're all like separated. The right or the Christians, we're all in different groups and different religions.
Yeah.
And we're not together like the liberals and the devil's powerful because they stay together, and it keeps his children all together, and we're all separated in our own different groups.
Also, the Christians believe all the wrong things. They believe, for example, they had what's that guy name? Funeral Bush, right? Bush had a funeral, the Daddy Bush, and during the funeral, President Trump showed up and his wife, and then they read something called a creed. Who creed was that?
The Apostles' Creed.
You ever heard of that? Anybody ever heard of you have not heard of the Apostle Creed? Who have not heard of it? Oh, see there? A whole lot of folks have not heard of it. And so they read the Apostle Creed at the funeral. And President President Trump, the great white hope, and his wife was sitting on the end. Right next to him was the Father Messiah and Big Mama, Michelle. And next to them is Crooked Line Hillary. And Bill Clinton, I didn't know what is. And so they were like reading the creed thing along with the black preacher, and President Trump was sitting like this. He was not reading, right? And so I didn't blame him for not reading. I'm like, I agree. I never heard of the creed before. Some Apostle who, James?
The Apostles' Creed.
The Apostles' Creed. And most of you have not heard of that, right? And so I said on my show, I never heard it. Where did this Apostle Creed come from? And all the children of the lie were reading it and playing like they're Christian. And President Trump and his wife just sitting there or standing there. I was like, right on. Because the average person would not have been able to stand there and not read or sing or act out because you feel uncomfortable if you don't go along with the crowd. And so I was attacked for saying I had never heard of it on, what's the name?
Right Wing Watch.
White Wing Watch website. They're like, what kind of reverend is this? Never heard of the Apostle Creed. I never heard of anything like that. And plus, it doesn't make any sense to read Apostle Creed. That's not going to save your life. And even the children of the lie are reading it. And I'm like, where did that come from? You heard of it, Kat? You never heard of it, right? See there? Apostle Creed.
What does it stand for?
I have no idea. Do you know? Oh, come and she'll tell you.
Well, being baptized as a Catholic, because, you know, your
It's a
mom makes you
Catholic
do that.
thing?
It's a Catholic thing big time. And it's, well, you know, when you go to the Catholic Church, it's all very, you just, you know, keep repeating these prayers. But you'll see it'll say, like, the Catholic Church is the one true and apostolic church. And, like, it's just all about their, like,
Right.
the Catholic Church. It's their little, I don't even know what you want to say it is. It's kind of like they're just their anthem.
And plus,
Yeah, it's like their anthem or their allegiance. but
Apostle Creed not going to save your life.
no.
It's just like a song. And all the devils were reading it. You know, just reading it. And the president was like, I ain't going along with this. Hi, y'all. Did you face your mother?
I have not faced her yet. I know, but I just. She
Beta.
knows though.
Beta female. Why haven't you
I
faced her?
haven't seen her. I have not seen her. She doesn't call me. She doesn't want to talk to me. So she knows though, because she told her.
So you told her, right?
I'm the one who went.
Yeah, I remember. And now your sister's free and you're
I
enslaved.
feel that I'm free though from it. I'm serious. Like I feel that I am free from her. And most recently, my husband saw her actually, and she says that something's wrong with us because she told my husband the scenario about how my sister went to go. Can you believe she came to forgive me? I didn't do anything wrong to her. Like, I don't accept that. And she goes, something's wrong with them. They're not going to church. So there's something wrong with them. That's why they need forgiveness and they need apologies. You know, they need for her to apologize to us. I mean, she was all confused about it. And my husband told her, he goes, no, they are going to a church.
That's right.
And it's out in LA, and, you know, they've been getting a lot, just different types of, you know, teachings or whatever that seems to help them, you know, have more clarity on their life and
Yes.
be free. And why would they have to go to LA for that? Now they're wasting gas. And I mean, she had a whole thing about it. So
Are
I
you
do feel
afraid
like
of her?
I'm free from her, though.
Are you afraid of her?
No, not anymore. I really am not. I'm hoping to see her, in fact.
Yeah.
Like, there's been several gatherings where I was like, where I thought she was going to be there, but she didn't. She never showed up. So
What is wrong with mothers that they cannot admit that they are wrong? They would rather send you to hell before they admit that they are wrong. What is wrong with them?
I think they don't really think that. They think in their head, it's the way they've also been taught to just kind of, you know, put your mother on a pedestal type of a thing. And I did the very best I could, because she really says she doesn't understand. I mean, there's so many bad things that she did to us. I can't even repeat these things. I mean, I'd love to repeat them, but it'd take like 1 week. But she literally does not think there's anything wrong with, you know, making your kids do this or do that, or, you know, stealing clothes from a store and giving it to your kids because you work the retail counter and you tell your kids to come in. When
Amazing.
you're working at it's like a Macy's, this is up in Northern California, and you literally tell your high school children to come in and tell them to try on clothes, and then they put them in a bag, and then I'm like, well, didn't you have to pay for that? And she says, oh, I have a discount. I'll get it later.
Amazing.
And you know, like, she's stealing these clothes to
Yeah.
give to you, and that's fine for her. So there was a lot of different things that she did, and, you know, maybe it's a cultural thing, and that's why one thing I do appreciate, I want to say, is when you were saying about the caravan, one thing that really resonated with me is you said they don't have the same morals and values.
They don't.
They don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm born in America, and I don't think it's okay to steal 17 sugars from McDonald's and put them in your purse for later, and straws, and you know.
That's right.
But that's how the Filipinos, you know, when they come over here and they migrated here a long time ago. My grandma thinks that when they had the looting from Rodney King, she was looting bags, you know, and she was like 70 years old, and the whole family thought that was cute.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, she's like, I was getting all the purses and everything, and nobody cared because they broke all the windows, and my aunts were laughing, and I'm like, that's not really cute to me. Like, you're looting from these people.
I had a friend who used to steal some of that government cheese.
Oh,
And when like at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, you can go down to the welfare house and they give you free food. And they had this big old block of yellow cheese, the best cheese in the world. And she's like, child, I'm going out and get me some of that cheese. I'm like, but you don't need it. Yes, I do. That cheese is good. And then she made the best macaroni and cheese you ever want to have. That government cheese is good. Anybody ever had it? See there? Y'all know.
And the powdered milk.
Yeah, that powdered milk. I remember that. Remember that, Cat? No. You never had government cheese? He live in Beverly Hills, that's why. You missed out. You better go get you some of that government cheese. The problem with when parents do stuff like that, they pass it on to their kids and don't realize that they're corrupting their kids by doing that kind of stuff. Because the kids think that it's fine to do it. And I've noticed that once you're traumatized, it's hard for a lot of people to overcome that. It really, really is.
It's really, I mean, I think when you do release the anger and you finally realize and take accountability and look at, you know, I look at all the things, because I've had a long, hard life too, and had a lot of bad decisions that I made.
Yeah.
And I know these things because I'm like, really, I would contemplate these things that I would do, you know, and getting myself in trouble, you know, like early on in life. And
Yes.
like, why did I do that? I'm like, it's because of her. Like, she's teaching me that it's okay to do these things. And when you finally come to terms with it, because you don't want to believe your mother would actually do something like that to you or
Yes.
teach you in those ways, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And hopefully, by doing this, you can have them, you know, wake up.
Yes.
Because she's
Hopefully.
we were really like, you have to suffer and die.
Yep.
Because
Let them
you-
die. Make sure they have insurance. And let them die.
She has insurance.
Make sure, yeah. Find that insurance, let mama die.
Yes.
The one thing I noticed about mothers, they will not let go. They'll follow you to West Hell. Where's your Joel? Joel, tell about that call that his mother didn't want to let him go, and she called the preacher over.
No, she called the preacher to go into his room and pray the little demons away. So,
How old is the man?
21 or something?
So this man, 21 years old, want to move out of his mother's house, and she does not want him to go. He tried to leave, and she pulled his clothes off. And then she called the preacher wife in, and they prayed over him. And then he like laughing at them because they were being stupid. And then the mother like, see that little demon laughing. That demon laughing. And the boy just want to go out to be a man. Any boy that stays home after 18 is a sissy. A pure girl. Any guy that lived with a woman before marriage is a sissy. A pure woman. A man is supposed to lead the way. And there are no excuses, I'm telling you. You are supposed to lead the way. We had a young man at the meeting who said that his girlfriend called him up, complained about something, and instead of telling her how to overcome it, he started complaining about his problem. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to do that. Men don't complain. Men have answers like Christ would have. When we go to Christ, Christ is not, yeah, child, I know what you mean. I understand. My mama called too. I hate my mama. You'd be so disappointed in Christ if he did that. Well, women are disappointed in weak men. Even though some of them can't let go because they like controlling, but they're really disappointed in weak men. Weak men are pathetic. They are beta. Do we have any weak men? Just one? Two? Are you a weak man? Give him the mic. This your first time here?
It is.
Oh, what's your name?
Marcel.
Marcel. So are you a weak man?
Yeah, I'm a weak man.
In what way?
I stayed at my mom's house way past 18.
Oh, man.
I mean, I got kicked out like a long time ago, but I moved back in, you know what I mean? So that's even worse, you know? I got the double on me.
And what made you move back in?
Financial problems.
You should have lived on the streets.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like right now, you know?
You on the streets now?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm working and everything, but you know, in between places.
Yeah, you're better off on the street than you are with mama.
I agree.
Yeah, and why do you agree?
Because I got to be a man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And, you know, support the family.
That's right. Yeah. And don't ever be a boy again with a woman.
All
Even
right.
when you date, don't become boy.
Definitely.
Are you boy with your woman? No. You're not boy anymore? Is he boy?
Yeah, sometimes.
See, he up here lying. She said yes. So why did she say you're a boy sometime and you say no? You got to be honest with yourself.
I don't know.
Huh? Why do you say he's a boy sometimes?
She says it.
I don't know. I think he's still like working on things, but sometimes it's not like often, but from time to time he'll do something that's like boyish.
Yeah. And do you tell him, hey, look, I'm not your mama. Calm down, boy. Do you tell him?
I don't say I'm your mama, but yeah, I do tell him to calm down.
Make sure you let them know when they're acting like a boy. Why do you stay with him?
What?
Why do you stay with him?
I think that he is pretty much becoming an alpha.
Why don't you wait until he become one and then marry him and then stay with him? Why not just go and live your life and do the right thing? Because when you do what's right, that's all going to come back at you. When you do wrong, no matter what your excuse is, then nothing but badness is going to happen. We got to be it. We got to have faith, and we got to be what we say. Otherwise, because we can say one thing, but if you're not doing the right thing, righteousness is not going to happen for you. God doesn't play like that. That makes sense? So why not just leave him?
I don't want to leave him. I mean, I'm very happy.
You're happy that he's a boy?
Well, he's not like, he'll have like an instant like here and there, but it's not like he's like a boy anymore.
But the neighbors know that you guys are not married and that you're Christians, right? So when you walk out of your house at daytime or night and your neighbors see you leaving, the neighbor's going to say, oh, this Christian woman is living with a man, because you're not setting that standard. Even if you're not having sex or whatever, you're still living with him, and it just looked wrong. It's a bad example. Because the neighbor doesn't know, they're going to believe that you're sleeping with him. What do you think about that?
I do think that, a lot of people think that. I mean, we have told some people that, we're like completely in separate rooms.
But no one would believe that.
Well, I mean,
So
some of
doesn't
them.
he tip at night? In the wee hours of the night?
No, he closes his door.
Oh.
I like
Do
to
you
sleep
tip
with
to
my.
his room?
What?
You tiptoe to his room?
No.
Oh.
No.
But are you concerned that when the neighbors see you coming out of the house with a man, that you guys are messing around as Christians? You're not setting a good example?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably think that.
Does that
because
bother you that they're thinking that?
Not really, because I really, in all honesty, I really don't care what people think of me.
But if you're a child of God, a woman of God, why don't you care if they see you in the wrong way when you look like you are living together?
I don't know. I've never really cared what people think of me or like how they see me. I know myself. And
Why don't you leave him?
leave him as in like move out of the house?
Yeah, move
and
out of his
stuff?
house. You can still date, but don't live together.
I think like right now, like financially, it's just not possible. But like
He doesn't have enough money.
he left the job, as you know, with his dad. So he's like trying to get jobs and stuff now.
And so he doesn't have enough money for you to leave?
Well, I don't have enough either.
Oh.
So
But that's an excuse, though.
it is an excuse.
Why don't you leave and do it right? Why don't you do it right? What's preventing you from doing it right? Yes. What's preventing you from doing it right?
I think it's fear. It's fear and
Fear what?
well, from what I discovered for myself is fear that they won't wake up and that they're gone. That maybe, by separating, he won't turn into an alpha male. He
Well, do
stays
you
as a
care?
beta.
As long as you turn into an alpha woman, he doesn't have to turn into a male. You have to set the standard.
I'm seeing that now. I'm seeing it now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
starting
why
to
don't you
see
just
it.
move out?
I think it's, I think it's a process too. It's a process that takes time to move out, have enough money to move out, making sure you have a good job to be able to afford to move out.
Excuses. Because moving out is going to make you look for a better job. It's going to make you look for a place. It's going to make you do what you have to do. That's what the pressure is for.
Okay.
But in your heart, you have excuses,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what are those excuses?
I think financial is a big one. Just like when I looked to what are my excuses, it is a financial and it's a fear of, kind of, you let him go, will he ever come back? Probably not. That fear. So
Right.
it's those two fears. It's a
Why do you
financial-
want him so badly?
I think it's the illusion of what two people coming together brings, that illusion of just, what a relationship, a happy home, it's the hope of having a home, a beautiful family, a beautiful home.
But if you're doing it wrong, you're never going to have that.
Yes.
Do you
I see
realize that?
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Because
I
there
think
are
it's-
the false reality and there's
Yes.
the real reality.
Yes, yes.
And the real reality is in the present.
Mhm.
Everything else is an illusion.
Yes.
And excuse making, that's what Satan calls you to do.
And so that's where my excuses come from. They
Yeah.
come from this false Satan illusion. It's, child of Satan.
Yeah.
And I believe these lies that, if I make it work, if I do this, if I do that, things will work. And like you said, it's not right. It's not right.
Yeah. Because
seen it.
women that hold on to weak men, even if the men do what they want, it's still going to be a weak man. You're not going to like him because he's doing what you want
Yes.
and not the right thing. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
And he's only doing what you want because he wants something for nothing. It's not like he wants to be a right man.
I think also too, there's certain people get an awakening to themselves. I really think that certain people can look within themselves and see, oh gosh, look at all these, bad things or these, negative things in my life, right? And other people don't get that opportunity to see within themselves. They think outwardly, and so I think that's something that I am coming to realize, that I
Yeah.
definitely look within, because I'm the first one to say I'm wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm wrong,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with saying that. I think when,
But you have to take action too.
Yes.
It's not enough to just say I'm wrong.
Yes.
You got to start doing it the right way. And
Yes.
it's so amazing to do it the right way.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
It's nothing like what your head tell you.
absolutely, I think right now I'm it's a process. I'm crawling like
but
a
it's
baby.
not a process. The moment you see, you do.
Okay,
It's not a process. Satan tell you it's a process.
okay.
When God allows you to see, he has already made a way for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to step out on it and do it. Have faith.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing.
Yes.
Are you trying to change him?
No, I'm not trying to change him at all. I don't seek to change him. I think if I did try to change him, it wouldn't work.
Did you
'cause
try it one time?
I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I tried to have him have an awakening like myself. Like, wake up, look inside.
I'm awake. You got to
Yeah,
wake
You gotta
up.
wake up too, but that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Only God can wake you up.
Yeah. However, I think that in my own awakening, other people can be awoken by themselves. Like, if they see, like, gosh, that's so different. What happened there? And if they talk to you, like, I've learned a lot of things from here.
Right.
I've been awoke by hearing other people being awoke. And so I do think that there's something to it, but that only comes from the person who's doing it.
A seeker. If you seek the kingdom of God in his right way,
Yes.
then you'll wake up. But most people are not seeking.
No, a
And
lot
so
of
if
people
they're
are
not seeking, they're not going to
No.
wake up.
And they'll never. Yeah.
Right. So you got to move on with your life. Let me take right here first, then I come to you.
And I just want to make one more comment
Yes.
about women and about mothers. And
Yes.
I heard a conversation that you had with atheists or the Satan of church, something like that, Church of Satan. And I think that the argument was about women bearing children and having the right over the body versus, seeing that as its own entity and having their own rights. And I think that that's kind of something to us women. It's like we feel like we need all the control. Like, even though it takes two people to make a baby,
Yes.
the woman feels entitled and feels like they're in control of that child. And I
But
think
why?
there's something to do with, like, we bear the child, because she was saying in her conversation with you is that the woman's
This
the
lady
one
that I
that
had on the
bears.
Father State?
Yes.
Yeah.
That we bear the child for 9 months. And so because we bear the child in our belly, like, for 9 months, we feel this entitlement over this life from the moment it's been conceived to the moment it comes out.
That
and
is
till
ego.
death.
That's
until it
all
dies.
the way ego.
And that's ego.
Yeah.
It's ego.
And then women like, oh, it's my body, my choice. I do what I want, right? And I carried you, so I own you. But it's not a joy to have a baby. Have you ever tried to have a baby? It is not fun. You be throwing up. You be irritated. All kind you want. Ice cream at the middle of the night. Having a baby is a curse, not a joy for the woman. So she doesn't own that. But they do believe it's my body, my choice, so I can kill as many as I want, and the man stay out of it.
And even past, even past the, sorry, I gave it back. Even even out when the baby comes out, like women feel this entitlement over the child, and you're my child, you know.
Yes.
And we want to control, and we don't want them to leave the house. We want to rip their clothes and stay with me. We
That's
get this
amazing.
sense of.
He could be 90 years old, you still call him my baby.
Yes.
This is my baby. When they call you my baby, you say, no, I am not your baby. Because it'll make you feel like a baby. It weaken you to accept that. You're not a baby. Yeah, you're a grown adult.
If women can see us, I'm thinking maybe the best way to see it is I'm just a vessel to carry this life.
Yeah.
And once the life is out of me, I'm no longer connected to that.
That's
It's
right. You don't own that.
Yes, I don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me take here, then I'll take here, because you had your hand, right? And then here. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I'll be quick, but isn't Apostle Creed a boxer?
A boxer?
Anyways. Oh, my bad. But I'll be quick. I arrived to LA. I wanted to speak on fighting back. I arrived to LA 5 days ago on an opportunity that arose, and I took it. And the second I landed, I've been in the spiritual battle. Since the Uber driver that picked me up to the family friends that I'm living with, everything from the homosexuality thing, Trump, to God has come up. And everything in my mind and heart was like, don't say anything. Be diplomatic. They might kick you out, da-da-da. But I spoke the truth. God is really with you. I want to tell everybody God is with you.
That's
Everything
right.
has worked out. Nothing has been a big deal.
That's right.
And it's all worked out. All the opportunities open up. It really isn't a big deal.
If you
gotta
don't
fight
listen
back.
to your head, if men and women can conquer thoughts and then take on every challenge with joy, you cannot fail. But you got to doubt every thought and then take on every challenge. You got to take them on, be happy about them. But don't believe any thoughts at all. So then when they tell you don't speak up, they're just lying to you.
Everything's worked out. I made up things in my mind saying this is how it's going to go. But when I spoke the truth, none of that happened.
Yes.
This was all made up.
That's right.
And it's all working out for me.
Right on, man. Well, welcome to the USA.
Thank you.
Yeah. I remember you from Thursday. Right here. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to go back to the mother question.
Yes.
The other thing is when you're a mother, you feel that this incredible responsibility and your role is to take care of the children and to raise them. So letting go sometimes is a little hard.
Oh, yeah? But it's really not the mother's role, it's the father's role. After 3 years old, the kids should be turned over to the father. And the mother is just the vice president to make sure that the father's orders are carried out when he's not around.
I would agree, but if you have a man that doesn't want that responsibility, then you're stuck with the mother and the father role. Unfortunately. I'm not saying it's a good... Yeah.
That doesn't want to do it.
Right,
But you still
correct.
don't own that child, though.
No, I'm not saying that you own the child. Believe me, when my daughter was 18, I was happy to let her go.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I really was, because she needed to learn and grow and be her own person.
But there's
I'm
a
just
feeling
saying-
there that the women have that they own you, right? They feel
A
responsible.
little bit, yes.
But that's such
Yes.
a fake feeling, though. It drives you crazy.
Yeah. No, I know. It drives her crazy. And it
Uh-huh.
started to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So
you have to let him go and let him suffer. Like he's doing the right thing to be out of his mother home.
Right.
Even if he is sleeping on the street.
Right.
At least he'll wake up, he'll cry out to God, he'll become a man.
Right.
But to be at home with mama, he's never going to become a man. And then if he get married, he just married another mama. It'll be a mama and boy relationship. And women hate mama boys relationship.
From one mama to another, right?
Yes.
I was just gonna say that's the thing too. Is like my longtime girlfriend. She's just like my mama.
She's just like your mama.
But not
huh?
like in the way, not the controlling part. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But personality wise.
But she's like your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good parts.
Have you
but-
told her that?
My girl or my mom?
Your girlfriend?
Yeah. Totally.
Stop being your mama?
Yeah.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I talked to the guy that referred me over here, Travis, about that, because he was telling me about that. Like, I still haven't got a chance to do that, but I plan to.
Are you afraid to confront your mother?
I was, not anymore.
And what did you think would happen when you confront her?
Shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Jesse. Like, Stone Cold Mama's boy for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do all that, but not to take too much time, but I actually saw the episode with Amber Rose, and how you was kind of like, "Are you a slut?"
She is a slut.
Yeah, that part. But
are you a slut maker?
I have been.
A slut maker.
That part,
but you no longer a slut maker?
No.
So you're not having sex with your girlfriend?
No, I'm not. She's
Good,
in Japan.
man.
I'm over here. I'm out, making it on my own, trying to get married with her. Hopefully February. So.
Yeah, right on. Good, man. It's nice that you're not a slut maker.
It was a little difficult though. You know what I'm saying?
To not be a slut maker?
Yeah.
Why was it difficult?
Shit. Because that's what. Okay, like that's what my mom propositioned that I am, because my dad's that way.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, for some reason I just took upon that, like, you know what I'm saying? Every time she get mad, oh, you just like your father. So I'm like, all right then, shit, fuck it. I'm about to go do what I'm about to do.
Yes.
And then, I happen to be just like him. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
One thing I want to assure all of you, you can take my word at this, and if you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. Once you confront your mothers and forgive them for what they've done to you, the slut-making thing will disappear. You will have the same respect for women that you have for men. You'll be as honest with women as you are with men. You treat everybody the same. You will treat everyone, even your enemy, will be treated the same with truth. But if you don't forgive your mother, men and women, you're gonna always be a slut and a slut maker. And then you make up excuses why you're doing it. Oh, I can't help it. Everybody's doing it. I was with this woman or man and he wanted it, so I did it. You just make up excuses. And that's what Satan will give you, excuses. And then you call yourself a Christian, but you won't be a Christian. That's another lie, right? Because you have no self-control. You have none. And to the ladies, if a man have sex with you prior to marriage, he's going to cheat on you after marriage. Mark my word, he's going to cheat. He can't help it because he have no self-control. That is not love at all. Not love. Sex is not love. How many people know that? Sex is not love. No. Sex is just a dump. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. How you doing? It ain't love at all. Love is when we respect one another, when you're honest with each other, when you know each other, and you can correct each other. That's love. All right? Yes, sir. Right on, man. So you got to forgive your mother.
Yes.
All right? And it'll be the last time you shake.
I don't know what to say, but I'm sure it's going to come up.
You say, hey, Mom, I've been hating you all your life, all my life, because you tried to turn me away from my father. You were constantly dogging him out. You led me down the wrong path. You're an evil woman, all in the name of Jesus. But but I realize you can't. It's wrong for me to hate you for it. You can't help yourself. So I'm sorry for hating you, because I realize you can't help it. In that very moment, God will set you free, and your life will start to change. Automatically, you'll start to change. Your eyes, as this young lady was saying, your eyes will be open. But anyone who has anger, their eyes are not open. Even when they learn about it and they quote you, they're still asleep because they have anger. And you cannot trust an angry person. You cannot trust an angry person. They will switch on you. I don't care who it is, they will switch on you if they're angry because they cannot help it. They have no compassion. Yes, sir. Oh, hold on 1 minute, I'm sorry.
No, I just had a question. Why would they switch on you?
Because Satan is their father and they're not stable, they have no love. Angry people do not have love. And all that
So
emotional
like the
stuff.
anger just blinds them from the love.
Right, because Satan is their father. Everyone who has anger, Satan is their father. I don't care how much they read the Bible, how often they go to church or not go. If they have one iota tap of anger, Satan is their father, and you can't trust him.
Right, for sure.
That makes sense?
It does.
And I promise you, once you let that anger go by forgiving, you have perfect love, which is God's nature, and everything is fine, no matter what happens. But you got to let the anger go, so he can draw you back into the kingdom.
All right.
All right? Yes, sir.
I was thinking last week about something. I had to let my dad go, and I realized that it would have served me better if I had moved out when I was 16.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, is 18 like the mark? Or if you're mature enough, you should move out. Because like I got my diploma when I was 16 from high school. I was like way ahead. And then at some point between 16 and 17, because of his control and he would buy, I started regressing.
Yes.
Started becoming like less and less and less.
If you could have moved out at 16, you could have gone.
Yeah, I was
But
just
the
wondering.
Armenian community, they believe in holding you for dear life. They
Yeah.
do not believe in setting you free. It's the craziest thing I ever seen.
Yeah.
And you're Armenian, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Well,
break
I'm
away
American,
from
but
right. But you have to break away from that cultural thing.
yeah. And I was telling her, I think I have to like just cut off everybody
Yes,
because they don't get it. Nobody gets it.
that's right. And that's fine if they don't get it. As long as you get it, you become the example.
Yeah, that was my question. Like if I guess men or women, if they're mature enough and they're ready,
they can leave.
Because back in the day, boys became men when they were 13.
Yes.
10 even.
That's right.
They would go work and take care of the house.
Ain't nothing like being a man. Believe me.
Yeah.
You want to be you. You want to be you. Let me
That
take
was
this
it.
young lady. Yes, ma'am. Hold on a minute. This your first time?
Yeah.
Welcome. What's your name?
Trisha.
Trisha, how did you hear about us?
So my boyfriend is an avid follower of you, and I
Right on.
overhear you a lot, and so pretty much I listen. But I just had a comment
You
about.
live with your boyfriend?
Oh, jeez.
She said, oh, Jesus. That means yes.
Yes, I
you
do.
live with your boyfriend?
I do.
Why?
Because we love each other.
If you loved him, you let him go. You lust him, you don't love him. You wanted to control him. That's not love. Isn't that right, boyfriend?
Hey, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I understand it now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. But your question for me, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just because abortion, I feel like, is a big controversial issue, and she had brought it up. And there was years ago, I mean, I had an abortion, and I knew it was a sin. I grew up Catholic. However, I also agree with you that if the father doesn't want it, like, you have to man up as a woman and be like, this is a life-changing decision. And I feel like as a woman, you have to have a choice. And getting rid of the baby sometimes is beneficial, because that's where women mess up, like weak women mess up and abuse the system, and then I got to take care of their kid. I'm a 5th grade teacher too, and at that time in my life, I knew for a fact it would like hold me back, because the person who I had conceived the child with was for sure a beta male, because I had no support.
And you were not married to him?
No.
And why did you have sex with him?
That's just how I am.
That's how you are?
Yeah.
Slut maker. Are you a slut maker?
I guess so. I mean, in your definition, yeah.
And so what have you learned from that situation?
I learned that, I mean, I felt guilty, right? I feel guilty. I kind of teared up when she brought it up, because I still do, but I feel like I learned my lesson and I achieved my goals. Got my master's, did that, and trying to show my daughter. and then hopefully the woman and the girls I'm around won't know about that, and I'll help them prevent that situation.
Well, I want you to let it go. God is not holding it against you.
Yeah.
You were young and you made a bad decision. It was the wrong decision. Just realize that it was wrong, but don't hold on to the guilt
Right.
of it. But don't do it again, though.
Yeah, no.
Because
I
if
would never
women
do
let
it
go
again.
of anger, it's easy to raise kids without anger.
Right.
Or if you don't hate the man or you don't hate the kid, you'll be just fine because God loves you
Right.
too.
And I do
He-
want to be a role model for girls and women that, you know, hopefully they'll never have to go through that.
Right. But you're not being a role model by living with a guy. They're not going to believe you. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
I'm sorry?
I don't know what to say to that.
Can you move away from him?
Financially, yeah.
Why don't you move away? Still dating, but no sex and no living together. Then when you teach the young ladies, they'll believe you because you will be a living example.
I don't think I can do that lifestyle.
Why not?
Because I'll be honest, like, I'll probably separate. Like, it'll cause separation.
What will? If
Moving.
you moved away?
Yeah.
So if you moved away from your boyfriend, he'll end up leaving you or something? You
I
guys will
mean,
break up?
I believe that we'll both, like, look somewhere else.
Right. But then that'll be good because it shows that you never were meant for each other. It was based on a phony love and not the real deal. That's how you know if this is your mate, by not having sex with them and not living with them, and then you get to know each other. And so if it doesn't work out, you can walk away. But if you have sex, it become emotional and it become needy. And then it's hard to walk away because Satan got your mind. But if it's not for you, you can walk away from it. So if you leave, don't come back, then that's fine. Likewise with him. If you leave, that's fine. You were never meant for each other anyway.
I understand.
Are you going to do it?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Amazing. Are you going to stay with her? Give her the mic right there, yeah.
You mean stay with her as in living together?
Yeah, living together and stuff. What's your first name?
I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yeah,
Good
nice
to meet you, man.
Thank
And
you.
so are you going to stay with her?
Stay with, I don't,
He's meaning, are you going to live?
I
Right,
understand.
are you going to live with her?
I know what you mean. And what I'm getting at is that I feel great that we're actually coming to this thought and
Yeah,
understanding
I
together.
bet.
You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
so like,
I bet,
I
man.
want to be respectful to the situation, but I mean, of course, I'm contemplating just that of what we talked about today. So that's why I feel like
About leaving her?
yes,
Yeah, moving out.
yes,
Yeah.
you know, just
Well, then he can move out.
Ooh, that's a threat.
I mean, that is a really big decision.
No, it's not. It's a right decision. If you want God to be in your life, you got to do it right. You got to have faith and you have to be right. Everything else is just a game. It's not going to work out. He's going to leave you anyway eventually. Because he's not a real man, and you need a man to lead you. And you need to lead her. And the best way to lead her is to be right. Because one thing about women, when you say one thing and doing another, they're judging you, and they never stop judging.
I agree.
Isn't that right? Yeah, and 20 years ago, about 50 years, she's like, no, I remember 20 years ago when you did this. So you got to be right, man. It's so rewarding to be right. Have faith and be right. So he's going to leave you.
Okay.
Are you going to try to hold on to him?
No, I wouldn't want anyone to, like, I don't make people stay with
Of course.
me. Huh?
You made him stay all the time.
No.
You
I
take
didn't.
care of him.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and that's making him stay. Why you let her take care of you? Let him have the mic. Why do you let her take care of you? How old are you?
I'm 38. What do you mean by take care of?
Why
what
do you let
mean
her
by-
take care of you?
Well, what do you mean by take care? Well,
Food, houses,
not in
shelter.
a manner where we're husband and wife. I would say for the same. I think for the same reasons of the thought of the attraction and
Yeah.
why, kind of what you even mentioned, the feeling of that buildup. Like how do you build a house with, no wood, but you have this property and you want to put something here? It's kind of like that. Like,
Well, you have to build this house on faith.
Yes.
And doing right and being right. You have to be a living example because you're the Christ. And if the Christ is weak, the women and kids are going to end up weak. You got to have faith in God. He'll take care of you, no matter what has happened in the past. And just don't believe anything in your head. You got to get out of there.
Yeah, I appreciate that understanding of challenging all thoughts.
Yes. Every thought is a lie. Every thought is a lie. And so if you love her, you'll leave. And still date her, but don't live with her, don't sex with her, don't be a little boy with her. Be a man. Because she need a Christ over her.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
And whether you're a weak Christ or not, you're still the Christ of the woman. And if you're under her, you're not the Christ. You're the beta. You have a job?
I do.
Yeah. Well, you should move. Or she should move. Is it your place or hers?
Ours, we're both on the contract.
Was she there first?
No, we did
You moved in
same
together?
time. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, now it's time to move out. And I'm not telling you not to date her. I'm just saying
I
don't live
understand.
with her. You set the example. You have a kid, right?
Yeah.
Is it his?
No.
It's not even your child?
No.
And why you have another woman that has a kid with somebody else?
I have children too.
Go and take care of your kids and leave her alone. Let the daddy take care of the kids.
They with us.
Huh?
Our children are with us.
Well, take them with you.
Okay.
You have about another woman, not about this young lady, right?
Yes.
About another woman.
Yes.
How many do you have?
I have 5 children total.
You made 5 babies?
Hey, I was a child of the lie also. But I had
That's
to
right.
wake up,
About
and
5
that's
different
why I'm
women?
here. No, 3.
3 different women. Here's what I recommend. Do what you want, of course. Get your own place and raise your kids. And don't bring another woman between the kids and you. They need your attention. And I'm telling you, everything will work out. It really will work out. Anybody disagree with that? Oh, and why do you disagree with that? This your first time here?
Yeah.
Why do you what's your name?
Steve.
Why do you disagree that he should move out and raise his own kids?
That. I'm not making a judgment on that. When you said that he should just forget her and her kids and move forward and just raise his kids only,
Yes.
that creates you're creating a standard to where he has to be a single dad for the rest of his life.
And what's wrong with that?
Well,
he already got 5 of them.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you're creating a narrative now where basically saying that remarrying someone that has kids is immoral. Do you believe that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so
You're not supposed to marry a woman that already been married or already have children, or a woman shouldn't marry a man that's already been married, already have kids, because what it does is separate the kids from the parents, whether it's the father or the mother, because the kids need the attention of that parent, and that parent is trying to get attention from the new love.
So you think the idea of step parents is immoral?
I think that is wrong. It's not good.
What you're saying there's a difference
It's
between
selfishness.
not ideal,
Right.
but also immoral. Which one do you think?
Well, I don't know about immoral. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work for the children, because most parents who do that are selfish parents. They're trying to get love, and nobody has love to give. And so the kids still suffer. It's hard enough on kids when they don't have their father and mother together.
I
They
don't know.
need-
If he's a good man and he's a good moral man with a good heart, and he steps in, he can raise these kids as his own.
No,
That
those
might be-
kids will never accept him.
What do you? According
They
to
would
whom?
never. He could be as good as gold, but he's not their real
You think that
father.
no
They're not
no
going to
kid
accept
has ever
him.
accepted a step parent?
No. Some kids appreciate step parents. They, nice people. They took care of them, but in the soul, they never accepted them as parents.
Why?
Because they're not. Your soul will not hook up with a step parent. Your soul only hook up with the real parent. Everything is an imitation.
See, I disagree with that because to me, DNA and blood really doesn't matter. It's about how people treat
It
you.
does. It's a spirit. And so his spirit only going to connect with his kids, and their spirit only going to connect with him or her kid with her.
But, sir, you're saying I'm supposed to be a single mom forever?
Yes, at least until your kids are grown and gone.
But that sacrifices my happiness.
You should have thought of that before you laid down and made a baby out of wedlock.
Okay.
And secondly, a man can't bring you happiness.
No, I know that, but I mean, people are happy with a companion.
No, but you're not supposed to be happy. You're supposed to have peace, and peace only comes from God. Because happiness disappears, now you want a new companion.
Okay.
I have a question. Does it say in the Bible, does it say that remarrying is a sin? Does it say that?
But I didn't call it a sin. It's not good for the kids.
But, okay, does it say in the Bible that anywhere that it's bad for the kids
Well, it says that
remarrying?
if the woman or the man have been married before and he still lives, then he's still married or she is still married to that person. Even when they marry a second person, that first person is still your husband or wife.
Okay.
Everything else is a fake. I'm telling you, it's all fake. And we as children of God got to live in the present so we can live reality.
But what happens if, sorry to cut you off.
Romans 7.
Romans 7. Yeah, good question, though, man. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
But what happens if, like, for example, he is a good role model for my daughter and I'm
But
decent
he's not, though.
for, okay.
He's not. He's living with you and not being married.
Okay.
So he's already
I
standing
understand your
between you
perspective.
and your daughter.
All right.
He's
Thank
not
you.
even a good role model for his own kids.
Well, in certain ways, he's not a good role model. It's not universally he's a bad role model. It's in
No,
one
he's a bad
area.
role model.
So if he does one thing that's immoral, then that means that he offers no good examples anywhere else in his life. That completely defines him?
Well, he needs to be a right man so his kids can
No, but I'm
grow
just
up
asking,
right.
does that completely define him? The one bad thing he's doing, that defines his whole life
Yes.
and his whole persona?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he is a son of God. Can you imagine Christ living with somebody? Would you respect Christ if he lived with someone and not married to them?
I just don't see the logic behind it.
Would you respect Christ?
I'm not particularly a religious person, but I think it would be foolish. Let's say he does one good thing in his life in one area.
Like what, for example?
Well, you can pick anything that we would consider
If he's not
virtue
a
or moral.
living example for his family, his kids, one good thing is not going to change the trauma that they're going to experience.
Well, maybe not.
Because he's not able to do any one good thing if he's not a son of God and living right.
No, he does good things.
Like what?
He also does bad things.
Like what?
What do you mean? Like every day, I'm sure this guy fulfills obligations and keeps his word and he shows kindness to people.
That's not a good thing. The welfare would do that. He want to live right
Regardless
and have
of
faith
welfare
and be
does it or
right.
not, it's still a good thing to keep your word. It's not bad and it's not indifferent. It's good. So he does good things. But what I'm saying is that if this guy does good things, it would be ridiculous to say, well, you know what? That one good thing
But he can't do
defines his
good
whole
things
life.
if he's not a son of God. It's impossible.
But even people who aren't religious can do good things
No.
and bad things.
No, they can't.
They can't.
They can't. Absolutely can't. Now, I know the world tell you that you can, but you can't because no man or woman knows what good is unless it's shown to him. And only God will show you. Everything is all ego and all emotional. And it might not be the best thing. Most of the time, it's not the best thing. Only God shows you what's good. And he will show his children what's good. We don't know what's good ourselves.
So you believe that non-religious people never do good things?
Yes.
Ever?
Never. They all do selfish things. Things that make them feel good but look like it's good. They feed the homeless. They give out free stuff. They get educated. They counsel you. They do all this crap. It all messed up. Look how messed up the world is.
I mean, yeah, but the reason that religious people do the things that they think are right is because doing that makes them feel good.
And they shouldn't do it for that reason. And you should never do what you think is right. You should do what is revealed to you is right. Of ourselves, we know nothing, and of ourselves, we do nothing. And if we're not led by the light of God, everything we do is ego. It's all for self.
Okay.
But it's a good question, though. A lot of people think the way you think. That's why we got to return to the Father, so we can see. Otherwise, you're blind and you don't see what you're doing. It just feels good. It feels right, but it's not right. Like there's a lot of mothers who keep their kids, especially boys, home at 18. That's not right, but it feel good. You know, they help pay the bills or they don't have to do that. That's not right. A boy should suffer.
I think that every choice that we make, regardless if you're religious or not, you do it because you get some sort of a return. Sometimes the return is immoral, sometimes it's moral.
But that's the wrong reason to do it.
No, but like the reason you're
You
here
should
today
never
is
do
because you think
anything to
it's,
get return.
You think the reason, but you're here today because you think it's the right thing to do.
Right.
You think it's your duty, maybe your religious duty or whatever, your manly duty to come here and to help your community. You believe
No.
it's the right thing to do.
It's just given to me to do. And if one person show up, I treat it like it's 1,000.
Yeah, but you
And then
feel
we
good
move on.
doing it.
But I don't get anything from it.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I know you don't, but it's real true. Because you will overcome the world. And my peace comes from God. I have perfect peace. So I don't feel like anything is missing.
I'm not saying anything's missing, but that makes no sense to me that you come here, you do good things, and you help someone improve their life, and you don't feel good from it?
It's nice to see people like this company's going to get better. It's nice to see that because I know they're going to be freed. I know the kids have
Well, what
a
do you mean
chance
it's
now.
nice? How does nice manifest itself? You feel good.
No, it's just nice to see that they're going to be
But how do
free.
you know it's nice?
I can see that it's nice because anyone who returns to the Father, their life's going to be good. They're going to be free. And that's what I want for them.
Okay.
And you will too if you forgive. And then you'll wake
For
up and you
what?
will see that in this fallen state you're in is not the right way to go. It just feels like it's the right way. It's up and down. But once you wake up, it's going to be amazing. You're going to see things that you're not able to see right now. But until you get all that anger out of your heart, it's not going to happen.
You think I have anger in my heart?
Yes. That's why you're blinded. That's why you're calling good evil and evil good. You think that people are doing good and they're not.
I never called an evil act good.
I didn't say you call. You think that helping people is a good thing.
I believe it is a good thing. I
No,
think the
because
majority of
there's a
people in this
time
room
not
agree
to
with
help.
that. I mean,
there's a time to let them suffer and die. Like this young man, he's out there on the street. He could suffer or die.
Okay.
And his mother have a funeral. You have insurance? No insurance. You go broke trying to pray for his funeral. But I'm telling you, when you wake up, you'll see what I mean.
It's vague, but okay.
Because you don't even see that this young man should sacrifice for his children.
No, that's not what. Don't presume that. I think that the right thing for them to do would be maybe to live separately, but do what you said. But I don't think that if presuming that his kids' moms are not in their life or they're not a good role model, and her son's or her kid's dad is not in their life and not a good role model, and they can fill in that gap and love these kids as if they're own. I think that's better than the kids going without that other parent.
No, it's better for the mother to raise her own kid, be a good woman, love what's right, drop the anger, don't hold any grudges, and God will work through her so her child can grow up with some sense. And likewise for the man. But if you're saying one thing and doing another one, it's not going to work. Because it's the spirit, it's not the physical. And their spirit are connected. And if they live far apart, the kid will still be corrupt. Because whatever the father is doing will affect the kids.
Well, it can affect him good or bad, depending on the situation.
Only if he's doing good. Only if he is good.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But that's not.
Are you living with a woman?
No, I live by myself.
Oh, good. Why did you live with a woman?
I don't know. I just don't. I just live by myself.
You just went through a divorce?
No, I've never been married.
Oh, good. Keep it that way until you wake up. Okay. Because women need men to be able to see. And I understand, man. Excellent question. Really, I excellent question. Okay. So I appreciate that. Let me take here and then this young lady, and then I got to get to James and Raymond, I think. Yes, ma'am. Do you have your hand?
Oh, it might have been me. I had it earlier.
The lady in the back had her hand.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There it is. I didn't see you.
A newlywed.
Yeah, so talking about this subject, I hated my mom for a very long time because I am the oldest, and then she have a child with another man, and she married that man.
Yeah.
And she forced me to love this person for all these years, and I didn't like the idea to have a stranger in my house
Yes.
sharing a life with my mom, knowing that he's not my father.
That's right.
And then my brother came into our lives, and I love my brother now, but when I was a child, they told me, like, yeah, you should love him because he's your brother, but you truly don't. Like, you don't get along with your siblings when you don't share the same mother and father.
Yes.
And the person that said that, yeah, I do get along, that's a lie. They're lying to themselves because in
lying to
reality,
themselves. Yeah.
you don't. And I only made a good relationship with my brother until I overcome my anger.
Yes.
And, you know, we didn't have that relationship, even though we live in the same house for many years. We didn't have that connection. We lived apart, even though we live in the same house.
That's right.
And
Your spirit was not connected.
Yeah, it wasn't connected.
Yeah.
And our relationship actually got better when now that I'm 24 and he's 18, so it took us all these years. I mean,
That's the one I met at the wedding?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He told me he took me to the aisle,
Yeah.
actually. So now we have a bond because I overcome my anger. But
That's right.
in response of what I think of step parents, I don't think that's a good idea for the kids.
It's not.
And when I talk to my mother, when I forgive her, I told her, like, you put first your pleasure over my sanity.
That's right.
Because you're not thinking about
Absolutely.
me. You're just thinking about pleasure. And she was like, and she took it personal because he thought that I was talking just about sex. No. Pleasure means to me like the necessity to have a man.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't, because you messed up the first time. You shouldn't have me if you didn't have a husband. Because I'm suffering because of that. And
Yes.
I hated you because of that.
That is powerful.
I didn't want a fake parent in my house. You are just telling you lies by saying, "Oh, it's okay. He loves my kid, even though he's not his father." That's a lie. Never a person is gonna love a child if he didn't like make their life.
That's
I don't know if
right.
I'm trying
They're not going to love them the same.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
right.
the same. So it's all
I had
fake.
a good stepfather.
Yeah.
He was really a nice man, but
Yeah.
I did not connect with him.
Yeah.
And he was a good man. He
Yeah.
really was.
Actually,
I wanted
yeah.
my real father.
Yeah, that
in
was
my
happened
soul.
to me. And this man, I'm still talking to. Actually, he's a decent man.
Yes.
Even though he paid for my wedding dress, he's a nice man, and
Yeah.
I have nothing against him. But he wasn't my real father, and my mom never was capable of saying, you know what, you're right. I put my pleasure over you.
Yep.
But you know, we came along now. We talked. She said, "You're right. After 24 years, I can see that you're right." So for all those persons that are dealing with that situation and have little kids, it's better to avoid those problems and wait till they are 30 to say, "I'm sorry."
Yes. Amen. That is deep. You're absolutely right. And see, we as children of God, we got to live different than the world. The world is a lie. The whole world is lying to you. It really is. There are two realities. One is in the presence of God. Let me take right here. I'm sorry, man, I forgot to come to you. And one is out there in the world. And we have to be in the world, but not of the world. We can't think like them. We can't go to them for counseling. We can't go to them for advice because they're all lies. God will provide. I don't care how many degrees they have, how professional, they're intellectual lies. And they just take advantage of it because their hearts have not changed. It really is not good. I'm telling you. Stop listening to these people. Even those people that know the Bible, they study the Bible inside out. Don't listen to them. Run the other way. The moment they start quoting Jesus, you be gone. Well, the Lord said, all right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Well, getting back to the living together situation, it's more of like a rationalization. when you are doing so many wonderful things for the kids and all of these things, you don't even see the trauma that you're placing on them. It
Yes.
was almost like King Solomon was the wisest man in recorded history, so the Bible tells us. But he had children from all these different women, and there was a story, I think it was in
He was a slut maker.
yes, where he ended up bumping into one of his own sons, and it was like he was so offended, but he says, you know, King Solomon, I'm your son from one of these wives. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, carry on. It was almost like
No
even
attachment.
there was no connection to him really being a good father
Yeah.
to that child, because he did everything in violation of what God told him to do.
If you don't raise your own kids, their soul will never connect to yours. And they will always look for drug and alcohol and love or pot or something to make themselves feel better. But if their souls are connected to the real parent, they'll be fine. Really, they'll have perfect peace, especially when they love the Father. Through the Father, they get back to God. But you got to make that sacrifice for them. All right? That make sense? How about you? I mean, yeah.
I mean, I understand your perspective and I appreciate it. And I believe you. However, life already happened, and I don't really agree with, especially if their mothers are not good influences. I feel like every kid deserves a good living environment.
Why do you believe that? The kid's going to suffer whatever the parents are.
But I want to adopt a child one day.
You should know. You got to raise your own.
I will, but I think she also understands and appreciates that we would be helping people who don't.
No, that's just made up worldly stuff. Your kid need the mother and the father. Your kid's going to grow up yearning for their father. If they don't have that close one-on-one with their father, they're going to, even if you do your best, they're still going to yearn for the father, their real father. No substitute. That's what the world teaches. We got to stop living like the world.
But then what if that child really doesn't have family and support? Like they need someone.
Then you need to be right and have faith. And through you, God will work to give them peace. Because most family ain't no good anyway. Nobody want no family.
Oh, you're right on that, yeah.
I'm right about that, right?
I mean,
if you know the family are all screwed up, this family ain't as a big deal as made. Because they all screwed up. You turn right, they all turn against you. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Yeah. So do it right.
No, I understand. I completely understand about the living situation.
And let your ego die, as she wrote about. Let your ego die.
I agree with the living situation. I do. I mean, because that's where a lot of young people keep procreating. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, without guidance, and then we have to pay for their welfare. However, I don't believe I should be a single mom forever.
Why not? Who are you that you should not be?
Because I feel like
you should have done wrong.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't do right again and find a man, you know, a good role model, and where my daughter can.
No, you should look for that.
All right.
Seek first the kingdom of God and His right way, and all be added. Sacrifice your life to God, and then raise your kids, and whatever happens, happens. But you're going to have peace. You're going to feel like nothing is missing. Something that a human being cannot give you. No human being can give you peace. Not one.
Yeah, I understand your perspective. However, I mean, you know, this is a lifestyle, I guess. So I'm just going to have to, you know, have it sink in.
I understand.
Right. But thank you.
Are you doing my silent prayer?
No, because he's the one who I just overhear it a lot.
Yeah, make sure you do it. You need it. You haven't overcome your anger.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right on that.
Yeah. Overcome your anger, you'll wake up. Everything will change. You'll come into the presence of God. You need to overcome your anger. Have you forgiven your mother?
No.
And why not?
Dang it, I have PTSD. This is not okay.
You
for
have
me.
PTSD? Did you just say that?
Yeah.
You don't have PTSD. You have
Okay, I don't watch your show. Is that
ANGER.
bad to say?
You have anger. You're separated from God. And it's going to be hard for any man to live with you, any kid
Yeah.
to live with you, because you're not going to be a pleasant person.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah, I get angry. I have tantrums.
Yeah, and you're taking it out on your boyfriend, on
I
your
do,
kids,
I do.
on the cat, on the dog, on the fifth graders. Y'all sit down. Here's your medicine for your PTSD.
I don't say that though.
Well, yeah. But you got to forgive your mother. She messed you up.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yes.
Are you afraid to forgive her?
No, I haven't let go of my childhood anger or trauma.
Yeah. You too nice of a lady to hold on to anger.
Yeah.
Why suffer the rest of your life like that? Because no man going to replace that.
I'm sorry, I feel so embarrassed. I didn't expect this.
You feel embarrassed? No, that's fine. You
Yeah.
crying? You need a napkin?
No.
She cry all the time too, don't worry.
But I don't watch the show he does.
Why haven't you watched the show? You hated me?
Okay, good.
On the other show, yeah, they can't
I
see
don't
you
want my
here.
fifth graders to YouTube.
No, they don't see you here in church.
Okay.
You hated me?
No, I don't hate
Did
you. I just
blame
don't
me for him
agree.
waking up?
No, I don't hate you. I
You
just don't
want
agree
that
with some of the
black
political
man.
issues.
That
No,
black
no,
man, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't hate you. No. No, I'm very open to perspectives. That's why I came here.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Will
Very.
you go and forgive your mother?
Yeah, I want to, for
Yeah.
sure. I
And
do.
again, don't expect anything from her. Don't expect her to apologize or anything.
Right.
Just say, hey, I'm sorry for hating you. You couldn't help yourself. I realize it now. But I'm suffering because I'm holding this anger. And it's that anger that separates you from God. God wants to bring you back in, but he's not going to let you in with the anger. The anger is the nature of Satan. Satan is your daddy.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with anger.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, and then ask your father, why didn't he protect you from your mother?
He was the culprit.
Yeah, well, he was wrong. He was scared of your mother. So he sacrificed you guys to the mother. He didn't know how to handle your mother. Like most men don't know how to handle you. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle you.
Yeah.
With
You're
your
right.
little-
How do you do this in 5 minutes? I think I'm telling too much.
So what?
I think I'm sharing too much. I feel like it.
No, you're being made free. You're not unique in here at all, believe me.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's in that fallen state and some are overcoming. But if you want to be free, you got to forgive your mother because this anger is not your own. It's your mother that's made a home inside of you.
Right. Thank you.
All right.
Anyone else?
So go and forgive her and do my silent prayer and everything will change.
All right.
All right?
No, I thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I really hope that for you too because Christ came that you might not suffer. He wants you to be free. And ain't no man going to bring you free. They're just going to set you up. And sex is not love.
Yeah, I agree on that.
And they'll be hating you, but yet sexing with you. They'll be like, this is a slut. She's pretty though. And you'll be thinking they love you, they don't.
No, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite. No.
Yeah. Well, make sure you forgive your mother.
Yeah.
Your daughter needs love. That's what she needs. She doesn't need hate. She already has
I feel
it.
bad because I feel like I shared his business.
You share his bed? No, he doesn't mind at all. Believe me, he's being free. What do you say to her? Yes.
You can just, from what you're saying, it's all anger.
Yeah.
And once you let that go, and I mean, I agree with Jesse, no one's going to bring you peace. Not a human being.
No one. No money, no nothing.
I mean, you're not going to be single forever. I mean, as long as your kids are grown and out, I mean, then you can worry about you.
That's
And
right.
It's not forever. But they're number one.
Yeah, don't worry about tomorrow. What's going to happen to me later? It's now that you all need. This is the only thing that exists. Your kids need you now. And then you can worry about, don't you worry about it. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Believe me, it'll be great.
Just live day by day.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. All right, we got to start winding down here. The staff will be yelling at me.
Going back to what you were saying, that once a man marries a woman and a woman marries a man, that they are bound to that first marriage.
As long as they live.
As long as they live?
Yes.
So I was married when I was 18, and he's been married before. Neither of us had kids with their previous spouses, but now we are married. So our marriage is not
It's fake.
legit?
No, it's not real. Why did you leave your husband?
The first husband?
How many times you been married?
Once.
Oh.
Well, twice.
Twice now, right?
No.
Why did you leave the first man?
Because I was young and I didn't know what I was doing. And I just wanted to escape the situation that I was in, and I thought that marrying him was the best thing. I was fine. I was looking for someone to protect me, and he sort of was there, and it was the one person that could have protected me from what I was going through.
Your husband, your first husband, protected you?
That's how I saw him, that he was my way out of the situation that I was in.
Yes. And so you left him after you realized what?
That I didn't want to be married, that I wasn't really in love with him, and he was verbally abusive sometimes. And
what's verbally abusive mean?
I guess he would just be rude and insult me. And
have you ever been rude to him?
Yeah. It was so long ago that a lot of that
Have
I don't
you been
even
rude
remember.
to your second husband?
Yeah.
So what?
What was your question?
Have you ever been rude to your second husband, to your now husband?
Yes.
So you're verbally abusive?
I don't want to say that I've been verbally abusive, but
Why not? You
been-
said that about your husband. You might well be honest about it. That's what's going to make you free. Don't let the world call something what it's not. I had a cousin who stole money from me, and I thought he was a good businessman, and he didn't respond. He wouldn't call me back or anything. I said, "You stole my money. I want my money." And so my uncle paid me back for him, and my cousin like, "Don't call it stolen. It was just bad business." I said, "No, he stole. He stole my money. He literally stole my money." And so you have to call it what it is. Don't call those things be not as though they are, right? Be honest. Don't be like the world. And that's what makes you free.
Right.
Really.
So
and
if our
so if you've
marriage
been
is
abusive
fake-
to him, that's what you've been. But he doesn't care about your words anyway, right?
He doesn't care about my worries?
Your words. Abusive words.
No, he does care.
He does?
Yeah.
Beta!
This is the third time.
Beta!
I'm not accepting it.
Oh, meaning.
She's wrong.
Well, I think I misunderstood. Like if.
Do your words bother him?
Yeah, they do.
Beta! They should roll off your back, man.
They annoy me. They don't bother me. They don't hurt me.
But they shouldn't. One thing about when you return to Christ, I'm telling you for sure, words will not bother you. They could call you all kind of names, and it'll just roll off your back. It'll be funny.
I agree
I
with
mean,
that.
have you been called nigger?
Close to it. They have
Close to
another word.
nigger.
They have
Wait
another
until
word
you
for us
call
where I come
nigger.
from.
It doesn't even bother me. It just roll off.
Yeah.
Uncle Tom, coon, Oreo cookie, everything. But I'm telling you, you're protected by God from the world. So when they call you names, it won't bother you at all. Not one. People who are not of God are sensitive to words. You worry about what people think, what they call you, what they say, and all that.
Now, you know what? Ever since coming here and just getting that a bit more clarity, because sometimes you tend to not trust your instincts and get into that anger.
Yeah.
It's improving rapidly.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with what she's saying now. It might have happened at times in the beginning. And as far as the marriage, my marriage was phony, the first one. It was phony. I did it for
what?
everybody else. I did it for everybody else's, you should be married to her. Look, for years and years and years. It didn't last because it was phony. This one feels real because it came from the gut. It came from an innocent place. It wasn't sexual. It was a respect. And it's worked out to be mostly magical. But this has helped us being here.
Yes. Well, I'm not telling you to divorce
No.
because God forgive all who realize we're wrong, right? But I'm letting you know it's not real. Now, you can call it real and pretend that it's real, right? But the reality, as long as her first husband is alive and your wife is alive and they haven't cheated or died, then you are married to the first person. Everything else is a substitute for it. That's the reality.
What if
But
they're
God will
married to
forgive
other
you.
people?
I'm
what
sorry?
if they're each married to other people and they have kids with other people?
Right, but you're still his wife. Now, I'm not telling you to divorce. God forgive us all when we realize we're wrong and make the best of it, but don't live a lie about it.
This is going to eat at her now for the next 20 years.
Oh, that's-
How does she deal with it?
You're not my husband anyway. Shut up. Why are you telling me what to do? You're a stranger. You're not my husband. Don't let it eat at you, though. I mean, in that fallen state, we do dumb things. But when the moment you realize you're wrong, it's forgotten by God.
If the marriage isn't real, then aren't they living in sin?
Yes. Who asked that? Oh, they are.
What was the question?
But God will forgive them, though. He really will.
From these two living in sin.
But they are married. They did go through the ceremony. They are living together. They didn't even attempt to do it.
But is the marriage real or is it fake?
With this couple, it's fake.
So then that means in the eyes of God, right? That
But no, the moment they realize, hey, we shouldn't have done this, we were wrong, and know that it's wrong, he apologized to her, she
Yeah.
apologized.
So-
in that very moment, it's right because they are married, they're not living together.
Are they living in
and
sin
God
after
can
that?
help them.
so after they realize that, are they living in sin just like
After-
anyone else who
right,
isn't married?
No.
No.
No. Once
So
they
now they're back
realize
to
they're
being
wrong,
married?
I'm sorry?
So now they're back to being married?
Once they realize that they're wrong, they're fine. God's not going to worry about
But does
that.
it count as a marriage then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, I read
But-
in the Bible that if a woman, I read this in the Bible, it says this, if the woman divorces and remarries another man, you can't go back to your first husband. It's called an abomination.
She can't go back?
She cannot go back.
Why not?
That's what the Bible says.
I ain't never seen that. That doesn't mean it's not there. I just. No, you did. Don't worry about it 20 years from now, all right? Just make sure you don't cheat on him. Don't leave him. He won't cheat on you or leave you, and it'll be well. All right? All right?
Will having children together make our marriage right?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just don't do it again.
No.
Yeah,
No,
but make
I
sure-
have that very clear in my head, and I've told him because he was having the heart issues, and I said, if you die now, I'm not going to marry anyone else.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
I'm done.
right.
So
You'll be
please
done.
don't die.
But even if he died, though, that's your way out. You better hope he does die. Like, if we're going to break up, you better die.
Right, but if we do have children and he dies, I'm not going to remarry
Right,
because
that's
I'm not
right.
going to do that to my children.
That's right.
I'm not going to bring another man into their life.
Absolutely.
So that's very clear in my head.
God bless you.
Thank
Right
you.
on.
So don't die.
Yes, James. And then we got to end.
So Vinny Vega asks, he has 2 children out of wedlock with his fiancee, and she wants him to pay for it for the wedding, because she's busy buying a house with her money. Her money's tied up in buying a home, and he's asking, should he do that?
No. Because if she's buying a home, he should be moving into her home. She should be moving into his home. Because every time she get mad, this is my house. You gonna do what I say or get out of here. So no, you have to do it the right way. You got to do it right, folks. I'm a living witness. You got to do it right in order for it, and it will work out. If you do it right, stop listening to the world, stay out of your head, it's going to be fine. It really will be fine, but you got to do it right. Don't do like the intellectuals. Don't believe them. They're lying to you. They encourage you to have sex before marriage, live together, all that stuff, because they want to turn you into slaves. And all who sin are slaves. And once they turn you into sinners, they control you. They really do. They're not your friend. The intellectuals are not your friend. They're about power and wealth for themselves. And the way they get it is to corrupt you, and then they control you. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be free thinkers. They don't want you to decide. They lie to you and just everything. I interviewed a woman on the Father State yesterday, and she's supposed to be a Christian woman. What's the name? Democrats for...
Christian Democrats of America.
Christian Democrats of America. What? Yes, it really is. Because she was anything but a Christian. And yes, she quoted the Bible. She said her father and mother are preachers. And yet they go down to the borders and they give the illegals water and feed them and try to help them come into the country. All in the name of Jesus. And then she said, well, Jesus would do that. No, Jesus wouldn't. They made Jesus so weak and beta and flimsy. Jesus doesn't put up with all that mess. Jesus put home first. We have to take care of our people first. And then these people come through the right way. We got to do it right, like I was telling this young lady. She needs to put her kids first, so does the man. Not somebody else's kids. That doesn't even make logical sense. It's all selfishness. And you pretend like it's for the kids, but it's really for you. We got to do it right. So make sure you do the prayer. Any questions for me? Any questions? Yes, sir. Take the mic, buddy.
I heard about the silent prayer. You mentioned it a lot.
Yes.
I haven't really clicked on to really go to that process until I really got here to get a visual understanding of how I even want to execute my life.
Yes.
But I did kind of look onto it this morning before I got here because I didn't want to be like lost in the sauce. Anyway,
right.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
But I saw that for December 31st, it's a new concept of the prayer. So am I missing a part that was
It's
before?
a new concept,
Do you know what I'm
James.
talking about?
It's basically the same.
Okay.
It's the same.
Just
That's
the
James
process
of the hate
of
report.
understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Thank
Make sure you do it. He's going to separate you from your imagination and let you see. He's going to guide you because every thought is a lie. Everyone is a lie. And so I want to encourage you, do not go with what you think or feel. Y'all hear that? Never go with what you think or feel. It's always wrong. You want to go with wisdom, with logic, not what you think or feel at all. It always leads you the wrong way. You got to resist thoughts and take on challenges because that helps you to grow. But every thought you get is a lie. Everyone. Even when they say you're horny, you're really not horny. But you believe it, then you feel horny. Have you noticed that? Like you like walking down the road just fine, and your thoughts say, look at that fine woman, you horny. And you're like, yeah, I'm horny. Just lying to you, setting you up to sin. Every little simple thing, every thought is a lie. The one that seems good and the ones that seem bad are all lies. No truth in thoughts. And God lives in the present, not in the past or the future. Everything is right now, right here. That's where he is. That's why he said, come into my present. Let me take these two people, then I'm done. Yes, ma'am.
I just had a quick comment.
Yeah.
I saw it's funny because I happened to see the Christian for Democrats interview
Yeah.
right after I saw the Satan interview. I apologize, I don't know the name. And I just found it to be interesting that the Christian interview, she couldn't give a definitive answer to any question.
Any question.
But the Satan one she was able to give a definitive answer,
Yes.
and her nature was very calm. And I just wanted to get your take on, what that was about.
This woman is a fake Christian. Her parents are Christians. She said that her father is not the head of her mother. So I said, Beta, no wonder you're so weak. It's a fake Christianity that's out there, believe me. These Christians who are telling you to do wrong, and well, God would have done this, and Jesus that, they're all lies. Make sure you know what's right and do the right thing. Not what you think and not what you feel. This lady was a liar. That's why she couldn't answer honestly. Mm-hmm. She was a liar. It's on the fallerstate.tv if you want to see it. Mm-hmm. All right, check it out. Very good question. Last question. Yes, sir. You having fun, Joel? Yeah. What you thinking? Everybody know Joel? James fired him. But now he started his dance studio, so if you want to learn to dance, he's the guy. Yes, sir.
Say you have a child with somebody, and you never married them, and you went on and maybe had a kid with somebody else, or got married and had kids with, is that first person, your wife, even though you didn't marry them? Do you have any kind of
not
obligation?
If you didn't marry,
like
that's your slut. It's only if you married
Yeah,
her.
real talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Only if you marry.
Right.
And then for those people who get married based on sex, that's not a real marriage. That's a lie. That's why the sex thing wear down after a while. Now I don't love you anymore. Because it was based on emotions. It wasn't based on the person. Right? It was just based on emotions are going to change. And so it's just not enough to say, but no, that's not your wife. Did you do that?
No, I have no
thank
kids.
God.
Yeah.
I'm about to tell you to leave him.
No.
Okay. All right. So here's what I want to do is remind you. How people say,
Jesse, actually, let me ask a follow-up question. Do you have any obligation to the person you had kids with?
No.
No obligation?
No, you have it to the kids.
To the kid.
Yeah, but not to her.
Right. Okay.
She has to suffer and die because she shouldn't have made the mistake. Either get over it by realizing she was wrong or suffer.
Yeah, we wanted to know because we both are kids out of wedlock, and so we wanted to make sure that to talk our parents of that subject.
You both have kids out of wedlock?
No.
We
are both children.
Oh, you're children of wedlock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't do the same thing. Yeah. So I want to remind you, you know how you hear the intellectuals say that education is the answer? And they really telling black people education is the answer? That's a lie. It's another lie. It sounds so good, though. I have heard Oprah and others say, education is the answer. Education is not the answer. Morality is the answer. And working hard, having self-control is the answer. Because if you have self-control and you work hard, you do your money, in the right way, you can't go wrong. All right? Education is not the answer. Morality is the answer. And then I want to encourage you to doubt every thought. Every thought is a lie. God said, bring every thought into captivity. Every thought is a lie. And then take on every challenge that comes with joy. Don't murmur about it. If you notice the president, he lived a life of faith. He speak up. He's not afraid. He doesn't care what color you are. He tells you the truth. And he never speak in a way where he feel defeated. You are not defeated. God is with you. So be careful with your words. You're justified by your words or condemned by them. All right? So have faith. Doubt every thought. When you doubt every thought, you have faith. You can't help but have faith. All right? And so don't forget to do the silent prayer, the silentprayer.video. All right? Anybody disagree with me on anything? Do you disagree? This is your first time here? With the tie? Uh-huh.
My first time.
Oh, yeah? What's your name?
Christian.
How did you hear about us, Christian?
Been keeping up with you for some years now.
Right on. Anything you disagree with?
Not particularly, no.
Are you living with a woman?
Yes, we are.
Are you living with him? You're his girlfriend? Yes. Why are you living with him?
Because we're going to be getting married.
Well, why can't you wait until you get married?
Well, it's a long story. New Yorker here. We've known each other for some time. We got to know each other's person in terms of...
But why haven't you married? You could have just gone down to the courthouse, had a quick wedding.
I suppose so, but I want my family involved. I want other people
But you could
involved.
do it later, have them back, but just to show her that order, God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, she would respect you more. She wouldn't have anything to judge you on. That makes sense?
Yeah, of course.
And you moved out here from New York to be with him?
Yeah, we
Let her speak into the mic for me.
We dated for 2 years before I decided to move out, and I wanted a change of life, so I moved here.
Yes.
And so we moved in together with
Why
roommates.
did you make him marry you?
We've been wanting to.
Yeah.
But why haven't you done it? That's right.
Moving to LA has been really tough, I'll tell you.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
But a little wedding doesn't cost much.
True.
Just to make sure you're in order and God can bless you, that's all. And then she can respect she can respect you. She's going to judge you and never forget it.
Absolutely.
You notice that? Yeah. Don't be afraid to say yeah. Yeah, you notice that, right?
Yeah.
So why not do it the right way so she'll respect you?
I guess that's what I was waiting for, was doing it the right way. I guess me personally, I'm thinking something grandiose, you know, sharing this moment with, you know,
No, that's the devil's way out.
Okay.
That's an excuse made by the devil, because let's say you like to have something where the family involved, but you can't afford it now, and she's going to be living with you. Run down to the courthouse or come here, we'll do a marriage. And then when time financially is ready, you can invite the family. You're not stuck with one marriage, one thing there. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And then she'll love you because you are a perfect example for her.
No, of course. I guess it's just going to the courthouse, just us, and just signing a piece of paper. Just, I mean, yeah, the bond, it feels right on
Yeah.
the paper for the state. However, in terms of my bond with her, our soul, it just, I don't know. I guess I've been waiting for that.
No,
but I guess,
don't wait.
you know,
Yeah. Otherwise, she's going to judge you for this and never forget. And even when you're walking on water, she's still going to say, I knew you win. That makes sense? So if you love her, marry her. You want to marry him?
Yeah, I do actually. We've been together for almost 5 years,
Ooh.
and
That is too long.
yeah, I know. We both know that.
yeah, I mean, we've been talking about marriage since, I don't know, like within the first year that we were together.
Yeah, but do more than just talk about it.
I mean, yeah, I've been waiting, and it's not on me.
Yeah, right. So will you go downtown this week and do it?
I guess I'll have to make some time out of work, but yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take but a minute. And I'm telling you, you feel much better. And do it before it turns to hate. Because eventually it will turn to hate.
I think, well, the thing is me and my heart, me and my place, things like that. And I do believe she's the same. I don't think we share any ounce.
Are you having sex with her?
No.
You're not having
I'll
sex
be
with
honest, no.
He's not having sex with you?
It's been a while.
Like yesterday, right?
No.
But do the right thing, man. She seems like a nice lady and moved way out here to be with you. At least marry her and then have the big deal later. And that way God would be...
I guess I just never really thought about that. Just like, you know, for me, marriage, you know, things like that, that religious bond, things like that.
Yeah.
I felt,
So what do you think about it now that we've talked?
I guess if it's that easy.
Yeah, it's that easy. But Satan would tell you, like, oh, you need to have a big wedding. And the woman would tell you, oh, I need to have a big wedding. That's not true. They can do it later. And all these people coming to the wedding don't like you anyway.
That might be true.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty brash guy.
Yeah, you spend all your money on them and then they go their way like, oh, that wedding was tight. Why did she marry him? He ain't no good. And you spent your money on them.
That's very true.
Yeah. Well, God bless you, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I'm glad to meet you. And glad to meet you. Yeah. But make sure he does the right thing for you. All right? Okay. So Merry Christmas. Do the silent prayer. And I'll see you all next Sunday. All right? Have a good one. Thank you so much. And thank you all for...